The G9 II is the latest in Panasonic's Micro Four Thirds range of cameras and comes packed full of features that are fantastic for photographers and videographers alike. I'm here today at the Bristol Zoo Project to test out some of these fantastic features. Having worked in an office environment for many years, I'm pretty sure that many of the animals that I'm going to encounter today are of a far more civilised and cultured variety than I've been accustomed to in quite a long time. But enough of this palaver, let's not hesitate any longer. Let's go and see what this can do. Although I don't want to be too quick, I suppose, because I want a day out of the office. So I figured, as we're in a bit of a quiet spot here, before I actually get into the zoo proper, I may as well do a few of the vlogging capabilities of the camera. Obviously, it is for photographers and videographers mainly, but it does have some impressive vlogging capabilities as well. Not only that, I've just drank an energy drink, which I'm not normally accustomed to, so I have caffeine literally flowing through my veins right now, so I need to do something. The camera features 4-channel audio at 96 kilohertz up to 24-bit. That's the industry standard. That, however, is when you're using an external microphone such as the XLR1, which is sold separately, of course. Currently, I'm using a Rode VideoMic Me. That's what you're hearing this through. I will actually do a test of this in a moment without the microphone so you can see what the actual onboard microphone is like. So this is the audio that you're getting directly from the camera. I did the metal horns there for some reason. I am metal after all. And the camera also features a brand new active IS mode, which I've got engaged right now. This is to stop camera shake when you're actually out moving. Okay, so there was supposed to be a piece here where I recorded myself running because I'm training for the upcoming Cheltenham Half Marathon at the moment. I completely forgot to do it. The only reason I mention it is it's kind of relevant to a piece that's coming up in a couple of minutes. So, you know, bear in mind. Let's get back to the video. So let's go through some of the impressive video capabilities of this camera. First of all, we've got 5.7K up to 60 frames per second, 4K and C4K both up to 120 frames per second, and you can get 10-bit in both 5.7 and 4K. There's also a host of creative options such as slow and fast motion. So for example, you can get up to 200 frames per second in full HD, and you can even drop the frame rate down to as low as 1 frame per second for super quick footage. You can record video directly to USB SSD, which allows for better heat resistance than internal recording, as well as being able to shoot in high bitrate recording modes for longer thanks to higher storage capacities. The camera comes with Vlog pre-installed, as well as custom LUTs for greater options in post-production, and other useful features include a frame indicator, frame marker, and an auto white balance lock. Now, as is often the case when you come to a zoo, you expect to see a lot of animals, and a lot of times they're just hidden away. So I had a feeling this might happen, which is why I prepared a full HD 200 frame per second montage of me training, yes, you guessed it, for the Cheltenham Half Marathon. Let's go check it out. I think that might have been a bit much. Okay, so after all of that physical exertion, I feel like I've earned myself a nice break. So I'm going to sit down and talk through some of the upgrades of the G2 from the G1. I could try and be professional, memorise this stuff, but I've got the phone right here, and quite frankly, that caffeine is starting to wear off. So first of all, we have a brand new 25.2 megapixel sensor with phase detection autofocus that allows for 13 plus stops of dynamic range with the range boost mode, as well as an ISO range of 100 to 25,600. This is also extendable to ISO 50. And all of this is powered by a brand new engine with L-squared technology that makes it twice as fast as the original. This makes it possible for higher resolution and bit rates without rolling shutter. It also features improved 8-stop 5-axis BIS compensation power, or at least it does for lenses such as this 12 to 60mm I have mounted on it currently. Then you have dual IS2, which gives up to 7.5 stops when using longer lenses, so it's still pretty impressive. So now I think it's time to go through some of the photo capabilities of this camera, because there are plenty of impressive stats. The G9 II is the first G-series camera to feature phase hybrid autofocus, with the number of phase detection AF points increased to 779 and contrast AF points to 315, meaning that subject tracking has been significantly improved. Animal eye autofocus and car motorcycle recognition have been greatly improved, as well as more accurate human body recognition. Okay, so I am currently in the butterfly maze. I am lost, and to make things even worse, there are no butterflies. So there's not even anything to actually get any images of. So But butterflies I did find, and this seemed like the perfect way to highlight the G9 II's impressive burst mode features. The new engine also allows for greater burst shooting speeds with 14 frames per second with the AFS, 10 frames per second AFC, and when using the electronic shutter you can get up to 75 frames per second AFS and 60 frames per second AFC, with the biggest improvement coming with the buffer that can allow up to 200 images in all of those modes. This is all with the monitor remaining blackout free and with minimal rolling shutter distortion. The G9 II also allows you to back up to 1.5 seconds before you press the shutter button with the pre-burst shooting mode. Lastly, I tested out the new Leica Monochrome photo style that replicates Leica's legendary monochrome look. Here you can see a similar image taken in standard and then with a Leica monochrome photo style applied to it. There is also a 100 megapixel high resolution mode and live view composite mode for night sky shooting, but sadly I didn't get a chance to check these out. So there we have it, the G9 II. It's so full of potential that there's only so much that I can fit into one video. This thing truly is a creative powerhouse. It gives you so many options to play with. Starting out with the video capabilities, this thing has so much to offer. You have a wide range of frame rates that you can experiment with, all of which can be captured in high resolutions. When you add to that the incredible image stabilization as well, you're assured to get buttery smooth, high quality video. And the photo options are insane as well. The burst mode was absolutely outstanding. I think it's got like 3 seconds worth of buffer on it. I was actually taking photos of some of the bears earlier and I could actually feel the guy who stood next to me just kind of turning around and looking at me as this thing was just firing on all cylinders. Truly impressive. The autofocus modes as well have been absolutely fantastic. The eye autofocus for the animals has just been such a good thing for me to be able to use today. Another thing that was fantastic to use was this mode dial button as well. It made it so easy to go from single shot into burst mode into high resolution, and when you're in a situation like this at a zoo, you need to switch between modes really quickly. This made it so effortless. It was fantastic. The pre-burst mode was fantastic as well. Just by hovering over the shutter button, I think it stores up to 1.5 seconds before you actually hit it proper, so you've got that little, gives you that little buffer to work with. So you can just wait for your right moment and then go for the shots. Fantastic. The only regrets I have with this camera is that I wasn't able to spend a bit more time getting really creative with it, especially on the video side of things. As I mentioned earlier, you've got those wide range of frame rates, so you can really do some fantastic video footage with it. I think that's about me done for today, but like I said at the beginning of the video, if you do want to check out the specs for this in greater detail, then I highly recommend that you check out the link in the description. If you've made it this far in a video, consider dropping a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hey, maybe even hit that notification bell. Until the next time, see you next time.